You're watching Rurouni K95's anime review on Dino Mech Gaiking. Hi Ruronis, this is your pal Rurouni K95 here. Today's anime review, we get to cover another 70s giant robot anime series from the late 70s that is partly part of Jim Terry's Force Five Anthology Series. For today's anime review is Dino Mech Gaiking. Gaiking, also known as Demon Dragon Gaiking, is a Japanese super robot mecha anime series produced by Toei Animation for distribution purposes. Toei refers to this television series as either Dino Mech Gaiking or simply Gaiking as well. This anime series was directed by Tomoharu Katsumata. We'll get to that in just a moment for after we discuss about this anime series as well. Despite how this is given in the title, to anybody have explained that this was part of Jim Terry's Force 5 Anthology Series to explain what it is about Gaiking as well. Why? Because this anime series has capsulated only 44 episodes from April 1st, 1976 to January 27th, 1977, around the same time as Machine Hayabusa as well, which is another 70s anime, which I forgot to mention. But anyways, the anime series Dino Mech Gaiking is directed by Tomoharu Katsumata, who's known for Toei's anime television adaptations of the manga by Go Nagai, such as Devilman, Mazinger Z, Cutie Honey, Great Mazinger, UFO Robot Grendizer, and Gaiking as well. Well, both Grendizer and Gaiking later become part of Jim Terry's Force 5 package on the US television. And also, he's also known for Ginga Nagaraboshi Jin in 1986. So let's review the anime series Gaiking. Let's begin. The story chronicled the battle between the crew of the semi-transformable carrier Daiku Maryu, also called the Cargosaur in the Shogun Warriors toy line, and also known as the Great Space Dragon in the English dub, which is in the US particularly. And the super robot Gaiking invented by Dr. Daimonji, also known in the English language version of the show, is Professor Hightech, or Dr. Diamond in the Spanish version of the original anime, against an invading race of aliens known are basically called the Dark Horror Army. The army hails from the planet Zella, whose home planet is facing destruction by their star Sigma, turning into a black hole. As their population starts to become extinct, notable aspects of the series include the dinosaur-based designs of Daiku Maryu and its support machines, and the use part of the carrier to form the main robot, particularly in Gaiking. Yeah. So that's how it was, particularly. It's not like you expect seeing it from, because this how it did not came from Darling in the Franxx, but it's basically Gaiking, because, it's part of Jim Terry's Force 5 as well. But anyways, because that is the questionable reason as well. The robot Gaiking was piloted by a former baseball star named Sanshiro Tsuwabuki. Sanshiro's name was changed to Iris Astonopoulos for the English version, with the carrier called the Great Space Dragon. A literal translation of Daiku Maryu. Likewise for the Latin American version, the main character was called Brando Drummond, and the carrier Grand Dragon del Espacio was drafted for the job because his latent psychic powers made him the only one capable of doing so. All other similarly empowered candidates have been assassinated by alien agents, with he himself having been injured in an attack that ended his sports career. Particularly, what you expect seeing what is going on in the anime series Dino Mech Gaiking, which is almost not in a good way, particularly as well as how you expect what it is about Gaiking as well. Come to think of it, That's the question. Yeah. So, by this time, Gaiking is most easily distinguished from the other mecha by its skull-shaped golden torso formed from the head of the Daiku Maryu and its golden horns. So, meanwhile, above all this, the leader of the Dark Horror Army was a robot scientist named Darius the Great, or Dario El Grande in the Spanish version. And all of their ships and mecha were fish-shaped, which most likely inspired the Darius series of video games. He uses four giant robotic leaders called the Deathcross Generals, composed of Dr. Danko, General Asimov, and General Killer, and General Dismont. Particularly, there are basically three character names that say General on it, particularly every certain character, particularly about what do you see as well. Yeah. To expect something, what is going on in Dino Mech Gaiking, which is the original 70s giant robot anime series as well. Come to think of it. By this time, these generals used bomber-like spaceships called Grotectors to create artificial black hole vortexes to travel to Earth and back. And throughout the series, the Deathcross generals and Darius note that the natives of Zella originally came to Earth for research purposes. Before slowly colonizing the planet and using it to hide various dark monsters with the rise of humanity as far back as 1 million years as well, before the start of the series until the 12th century AD. Above all of this, we expect seeing what is going on in Gaiking. Yeah. So, for their military, natives of Zella were brainwashed, particularly there was being typically which is under mind control, and genetically altered into birdmen called the Dark Avians, with elite individuals becoming Dark Knights. So that's my review plot about the anime series Dino Mech Gaiking as well. Come to think of it, for the thing about Dino Mech Gaiking, or Gaiking originally, it ran from April 1976 through January 1977 and consisted of 44 episodes of 25 minutes each, particularly how this anime series, how it, to represent of how what it is, which is probably what they did ever called on how most certain anime series that is particularly primary example of late 70s anime as well. Gaiking was notably being one of the few super robot series to take place in real places outside Japan, and for being the first super robot series to have a mobile carrier for chief robots. Yeah. So, in the US, Gaiking was part of Mattel's popular Shogun Warriors import toy line of the late 70s, and Jim Terry's Force Five Anthology Series. And also in 2005, there is a Gaiking remake in 2005 anime series titled Gaiking, Legend of the Daiku Maryu was produced, which ironically, Gaiking, Legend of the Daiku Maryu came out only in 2005, which is particularly a super robot, which is like which is basically more of a reimagining of the original series created by Go Nagai, who was also created Devilman and Mazinger Z and Yofo Robot Grendizer, which is a lot more different than the original Dino Mech Gaiking series as well. Come to think of it, most anime series have been reimagining of retelling of how certain original anime series as well. I mean, the production, however, Daiku Maryu Gaiking was Toei Animation's first super robot series not based on an existing manga, as it was the company's previous super robot anime series, Mazinger Z, Getter Robo, etc., were based on a manga series by manga artists and writers, especially Go Nagai and Ken Ishikawa, respectively. Because basically, how what this have a lot to do for many manga authors and mostly writers, particularly because how they were basically have dreamed of how they were known for their work on every certain anime titles back in the 70s, how it was adapted into an anime series, especially for anime TV series adaptations, what Toei Animation has a lot to do with as well, because creative artists only have dreamed of what they were doing, creative work that'll basically stand the test of time when they had to do this. They have worked on it for several 70s anime series for primary of the late 70s in Japan as well, which is basically for their own credibility as well. Two are less than the satisfactory results as well. The program was shown in English internationally as part of Jim Terry's Force 5 lineup, and was also broadcast in Latin America as El Gladiador as part of the 4 mecha anime show called El Festival de los Robots, with the other 3 being Starzinger, Magane Robo Gaikin, and Kotetsu Jig or Steel Jig, known as El Galactico Super Magnetron and El Vangador, respectively. The Jim Terry dub was released on video in the UK by Krypton Force under the name The Protectors through the first volume of their Formator series. Actually contained Gaiking episodes instead of episodes from Jim Terry's Starvengers. Another dub was produced in the late 70s by M&M Productions in Hawaii, who also dubbed Mazinger Z for Toei as a potential test for a U.S. release. Isao Sasaki did the English versions of the opening and ending songs for this dub. Of this dub, only the 11th episode survives, particularly as how expect for a Gaiking as well. The first 26 episodes of Gaiking were also aired in Italy during the Japanese super robot craze of the late 70s and early 80s under the name Gaiking in the late 90s. The whole series was released in Italy in dubbed DVD boxes. 2 episodes from Jim Terry's Force 5 Gaiking series would be redubbed as an episode of Roboformers. On July 26, 2015, Discotech Media at the Otakon Anime Convention announced that they acquired the entire 44-episode 1976 television series, would be issuing it in a complete box set in Japanese with English subtitles. In June 2016, a reception for the release was mostly positive, but was noted for minor translation issues with the word Ankoku, with most notably renaming the Dark Horror Army and Dark Monsters to Black Horror Army and Black Monsters, respectively, for Gaiking series. In 2009, William Winkler Productions produced all 3 new English dub movie versions edited from the original series, which is not the Force 5 version. William Winkler, known for the Tekkaman, The Space Knight, wrote and produced the directed English films, which are seen on broadband in Japan and released on DVD in North America by Shout Factory in 2013. Come to think of it, Gaiking has particularly become the primary of late 70s, early 80s giant robot anime series. If you haven't seen it, check it out. So this is going to be it for my anime review on Dino Mech Gaiking for today's anime review. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's my thoughts on this. It's been a while since I watched this on DVD that I borrowed from the library with the English dub by William Winkler from Shout Factory as well, because it's basically the edited versions from the original series, which is not the Force 5 version, because Gaiking was part of Jim Terry's Force 5 Anthology Series. If you haven't seen this, I highly recommend you to get it on DVD that is released by Discotech Media with Japanese and English subtitles, all 44 episodes as well. Help subscribe for content. My anime plan link in the description below. You can share this video on your Twitter, Facebook. If you have a Twitter, Facebook account, all social media, be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking on the like button. Feel free to leave in the comments in the comment section. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RoniK95. Feel free to join the channel, especially new to my channel. Hit the notifications bell. I'm keep Otaku for this anime review, and I got another anime review next here. Stay tuned for my next anime review. I got another anime series that I haven't reviewed for tomorrow's anime review on Tokyo Ghoul. Stay tuned for my next anime review on Tokyo Ghoul, because you won't want to miss another anime review.